Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do a reading for you. How are you doing, Cappies, my Earth cousins? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I'm here to give you a energy for the week ahead. And whether you are a Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Jupiter Capricorn, there could be something here for you. Please remember that this is a general reading, and if at any point anything here doesn't resonate with you, that's all right. It can't resonate for everybody. And please remember that it is entertainment after all, and if I say anything here that doesn't match what's going on with your life, it's probably because I'm not talking about you. No need to get mean or upset, right? It's purely for entertainment. Let's find out what's going on for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Capricorn, let's find out what's coming up for the week ahead. We're doing a 9-card draw, if I didn't say so. We do have the Page of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Swords. And we have the King of Pentacles. I'm going to say that it feels like you're very nervous about a new opportunity that's about to show up. And it might be because it's a high-level opportunity. It might be the most money you've ever made. It might be the most respect you've ever gained. It feels like it's a high-level position. It could be in finance for some of you. It could be a permanent position in finance, possibly in a bank. It could be a high-level accountant, like an actuary, somebody who does books for a major corporation, on a very large scale. It does feel a little bit intimidating, I'm just going to say, but I feel like you've put in your application anyway, I feel like if you have put an application in, if we are talking about money or a job, it feels like that application, is probably going to be seen. And I feel like that's what makes you a little bit nervous. We're always nervous when we step into somewhere new or we decide to take a little bit of a risk here. I think that you're probably going to hear back. But I'm going to say don't hold your breath because it could take a while for them to make a decision. We've got 2 pentacles here, and pentacles move very slowly in the 3D, right? Somebody here is worried about money. It doesn't have to be connected to the same scenario that I just read for, but it feels like somebody here is worried about money. I feel like there's something here coming up, an opportunity. Somebody may offer you a job. And if you are worried about your kingdom, about finances, I feel like there's something showing up here that may start small. You may start at an associate position, entry level, but I feel like if you decide to stay, Taurus energy, right, is very sort of stubborn, won't go anywhere, right, very loyal. I feel like if you stay loyal to the situation, that it feels like it does work itself out here. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Moon. Yeah, I think that's your worry. It does feel like somebody is catastrophizing something here, thinking of all the things that could go wrong. You think all the way to the end and you think that you're right, that it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Yeah, it feels like that sort of energy. I don't think it's not going to work. I think it's just moving super duper slow. Yeah, which would be Mars and Cancer, wouldn't it? Super duper slow. Mars doesn't really like Cancer and vice versa. But it's almost like, yeah, it's the fight between fire and water is what it feels like here. Tell me more. That could mean, I feel like in my mind's eye, it feels like you are somebody who is waiting for an opportunity where you're like, they're never going to pick me. There's too many people. Why is it going so slow? It not knowing is what is giving this catastrophe, worry sort of energy here. We've got the King of Swords, yeah. It does feel like it's about a bank manager giving you the loan or trying to get the mortgage, or because we're talking about kings and, these are people who are very stoic. This one's they're masters of their domains, right? And so I feel like you have mastered something. Maybe it's your finances for some of you. Maybe you're not the person worrying about money, but maybe you've been working on it really, really hard and you've mastered your finances. This is the person making the decision, and I think you're waiting a long time for someone to make a decision. We got 3 kings out here, and so it does feel like the 3 kings tells me, yeah, see, the King of Wands isn't here, and that's why everything's going so slow. Yeah, you don't know the answer. I feel like you don't know how to feel about it. It might be, this could be an application that you've put in, right? Maybe it's a resume or an application, but it feels like you don't know how to feel about it, but you're thinking the worst of it here. Somebody here is going to come back to you with a decision because the King of Swords is here. That's the person who has the final word. If this is something that is legal, because I do see this as a judge, a magistrate, or a lawyer in some readings, and I'll just say that I feel like this King of Swords energy could be somebody who is making the final decision about a court case. Could be about that, and you don't know what the decision is. Maybe you've been waiting for years. Maybe it's been a couple years. We have a Hermit. We have the Six of Wands. And we have the Two of Wands. I really do feel that there's something going on here that when the announcement comes, I'm going to say, it's going to take you out of a really tough spot in your life. It feels like you've been fighting fighting for your life in the dark for a while. The Hermit energy is here, and I feel like you feel very lonely in this place that you've been fighting in. Feels like I'm very lonely. I've been fighting in the dark. I've been fighting myself. Maybe you're fighting your own emotions, or trying to fight to find the right path. But I feel like you've been fighting in the dark. Like it feels like I can never make any headway. Somebody here is like, why are they taking so long to make the decision? Don't they know what I'm waiting on? And so it could be a job. You're waiting for somebody to tell you that the job is yours. It could be the application for the mortgage or the car or whatever it is to get a loan. But it could also be the resume that went in for the high level job, the high paying job. Yeah, it feels like you're worried because you're fighting in the dark. And I feel like though this is a victory for you. I'm going to say the victory might be hiding in the moon energy, but it might be because the moon energy is at the center of the read, right? That's the heart of the matter. But with the Nine of Swords here, it feels like you're thinking all the worst case scenarios. But I really do believe you're about to get some sort of win on something. And it might be either maybe just finally crawling out of the pit of the dark night of the soul, making a decision to do that, or to change your mind. Making a decision to change your mind could be part of the process. I'm going to put down 2 cards here. We're going to see what's going on under the surface that you don't quite see. Tell me about Capricorn. We've got the Four of Wands. Something is going to the next level. So it does feel like there's going to be something to celebrate, some stability. So if you're buying the house, selling the house, and the World card is here. You will be leaving an old chapter behind here. You're going to the next level, and that means you'll have to leave the old chapter behind. Somebody's about to give you reciprocal energy here. It feels like we've been having talks. We've been in talks, so maybe you've already been in for an interview. Maybe you're going to get the second one or the third one. It feels like there's going to be, yeah, look at that, reciprocal energy that ends up in a moment of alchemy, a moment of truth where you get to stop worrying. Something becomes very clear. For me, the Knight of Cups in the reverse is no longer in this fantasy, illusional delusion. You know, it's no more Delulu energy. It's like something becomes very clear, and it's a surprise. Just gonna say, something's about to surprise you. You thought it was gonna go bad, but it's not. The Queen of Wands is here. It's actually fire, friend. Let's find out what the Nine of Swords is about. Okay, we've got the Empress here. You might be worrying about abundance, stability, opening a new cycle in your life, maybe it's something you've created. Look, maybe somebody here is waiting to get their patent approved. Tell me more. It does feel like being approved for something that's ambitious. Maybe you are, because the Empress is here, maybe you are going to start a business. Maybe this is a lender. Maybe it's not even a bank. Like maybe it's trying to get someone noticed to invest in your business. Strength card is here. And the Devil energy is here. I'm going to say don't let your thought patterns get out of hand. I feel with the Devil here and the Nine of Swords, it feels like someone is really catastrophizing the reasons why somebody's holding back and not giving me the answer. So I'm going to say restrain yourself, hold yourself back, find the courage to hold yourself back. Don't make multiple phone calls. Wait for it. It could take some time here, but it feels like, it feels like this person here is, it's Taurian energy, and it's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's going to take a while. Yeah. But I do feel that after this, that you feel more stable. It feels like the answer is something that helps you win. Now you can start making decisions. Now you can leave the Two of Wands here. Now you can start putting your plans in motion. This is the person who gives you the yes. Tell me about the King of Cups. This feels like it's deeply emotional for you because the King of Cups is here, hiding all the emotions on the surface, and the Moon energy is here like, I don't know what's going on. Anything could be going on in the dark. It's a little bit of fear of what's going on that you can't see. We have the Sun. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. If you are applying for a loan for a business, I think that the Sun is going to bring a realization that you're on the path to excitement here. Because the Nine of Pentacles, and look, the Nine of Pentacles isn't something someone blesses you with. It's something you bless yourself with. Because you've put in all the hard work. You've worked on something to build something really hard. And now it's time for you to reap the rewards and the excitement of what is about to happen. But I think that you're trying to hold your feelings underneath the surface because you don't want anybody, it's like the person who's the poor winner, right? When they jump up and down, even though the people around them are sad because they lost, everyone's jumping up and down. Ah! It's like that. I feel like you don't want people to see that on the surface, so you're keeping very stoic with it. But I think it's almost like everything's on the line. That's what it feels like. Everything depends on this person making some sort of decision, coming to a moment of clarity here. It could be a judge, a magistrate. It could be a lawyer. It could be somebody who is making the final decision, the person of authority. We've got the Star. They're making a decision that is going to heal you, friend. This is what you've been hoping for. We've got the Page of Wands, excitement, curiosity, excitement about getting on a new path. The Chariot is here. You can finally move forward. So it does feel like whoever's making the final decision is deciding in your favor. I don't know what they're deciding. It depends on what's going on in your life. That's what a general reading is about. You need to bring your discernment because I'm not telling you what the topic of conversation is. If you don't know what it is and you've not come here with a question in your head, then you probably would say, oh, this doesn't mean anything. And that's okay. It's okay if it means nothing. I'm not really stuck to the outcome. Tell me about the Six of Wands. I'm not stuck to your outcome for sure. Tell me about the Six of Wands, please. What is this? This is the place where everything turns. It's like everything turns a corner here for you. It's like all this hard work that you've done, pentacle after pentacle. It feels like stone after stone, building your empire here. We've got the the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Wands, 10 of Wands. Look, this is a go. You get to drop the burden you've been carrying. Time to make the bold move, friend. I feel like you thought it would never show up. I feel like what you don't see that's hiding under the surface here, and that's what I see the Seven of Swords as, is concealment. You don't see that you're about to get the victory. Because I don't think you're used to getting victories, Capricorn. Not outright victories. And so the Queen of Wands is here. I'm just going to go for it now. Now I can put my plan into motion. And now I can drop any things that I've been carrying, and I can go to the Two of Wands, make my decision, and start moving forward to the future. That might mean building a house or closing an old chapter to move to a new place. Maybe you're moving around the world. Maybe you're leaving an old job to go to a new job. Maybe leaving a job to start a business. We will talk more about this in the extended if you're interested in coming there and watching. And then please check the pinned comment. And the pinned comment has the link for the membership area. That's where I do all of these extendeds for all of the readings. And if you're interested in coming there, please click on that link. If you are interested in a private read, I do pre-recorded readings. I also do live readings. And right now, I've got 2 spaces available left for August, unless I have another cancellation. And if you are interested in booking for a live reading, I'm already booking into September. So if you're interested in doing that, go please take a look at my timetable when I'll be available. You'll have to pre-book for that as well, but you will get a sale. It's always on sale. In the pre-recorded readings, I have one limited time offer going on, and that is a 7-day limited time offer. It's a $25 48-hour turnaround reading, and if you are interested in that, no backstory. I don't want any backstory unless it's like 2 lines, honestly, but one question and your sun, moon, and rising, and I will spend as much time as I feel I need to on that reading in order to get your answers. So that could be 10 minutes or less. That could be 15 minutes. I don't know. But it's only for a limited time offer. Today is the 5th of August. So it's going on for exactly 7 days. It'll end at midnight on the 7th day. And I think if it works out and is successful, I will do it monthly for you. I'm going to go for now. Thank you so much for being here and watching, Capricorn. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go, but I'll be back because I'm always back. See you in the extended. Bye-bye.